excited to be in here. Today we're going to wrangle the data in both R and Python at the same time using the very same styles. So as you know, there's a famous package in R called dplyr. So with this package you can easily wrangle or manipulate your data. In Python, most of the time we make use of pandas, but personally I do not like it much because I'm an R person and I like the syntax of dplyr. Recently I came across a package called dfply in Python. So it makes use of the very same style of dplyr in Python. So let's get started. On the left hand side I have an R Markdown document. On the right hand side I have a Jupyter notebook for Python. So each time for each syntax, first I will run it in R and then I will show the equivalent Python code on the right hand side. So first we're going to load the libraries. In R I say library and then I load the tidyverse and then it's done. So what's the equivalent code in Python? In Python we say from the fply import start. Perfect, we are done. So having loaded the libraries and the packages in R and Python, now we're going to show the very first rows in our data set. So with this tidyverse and the fply package comes a data set called diamonds. So both in R and Python we're going to use the same data set. So to load the data set and to see the very first rows, I say diamonds and then I pipe it and then I say head. So if I say head 10, it will show me the first 10 rows. If I say 5, it's going to show me the first 5 rows. By the way, in R, with R version 4.1 comes a native pipe, and it's different from the traditional pipe which comes with the Magitech package. If you are using the older versions, you can make use of the older version of pipe, which is this one. Okay, just a reminder. And I take the data set and pipe it and I show the very first 5 rows. If I run it, I get it. This is the very first 5 rows in our diamonds data set. So how do I do this one in Python? It's quite easy and the syntax is very similar. So this is the beauty of this dfply package. If you are an R person, your task is really easy. First, you open the parentheses and then you take the data set and then pipe it. So this is the pipe operator in the fply package in Python. And then you say head 5. Perfect. So we get the same stuff in Python. So the syntax is very similar except that the pipe operator is different and also we open the parentheses. So having shown the very first rows, we could also naturally show the last rows. If I take my data set and if I say tail, let's show the last 10 rows. If I say 10, yes, so I get the very last 10 rows of my data set. So how do I do this one in Python? Well, I open the parentheses, take my data set, pipe it, and then I say tail and 10. That's all. Perfect. You get the same stuff. Exactly the same. So we have the carat here, cut, color, clarity, depth, table price X, Y, Z. Okay, so our next task is to choose the columns in our data set. Okay, because sometimes we just might want to use a couple of columns instead of using all of them. Okay, so how do I do this one in dplyr in R? Well, again, I take my data set, pipe it, and then I say select, and then let's choose color price. So here we have the color and price. How do I do this one in Python? Again, the same. Open the parentheses, take the data set, type it, say select it. As you see, the name of our function is also the same. But when you use the select function in the fply package, instead of writing color, you should write like x dot color. So this is an important point in the fply package in Python. So whenever you write your variable name, you should put x comma and then the variable name. Okay, x color and then x price. Sorry, capital X. Yes. So we have color and price. It's exactly the same. By the way, in Python, you also see the row names in here. So this is just a row name. It's not a different variable. So do not get confused. So up to now, we made use of the pipe operator. We used the functions called head and tail, and we also learned how to select our columns. Our next task is to make use of different functions to manipulate the data. So I will see you in a couple of minutes. Bye.